neighbors to tell you, you're in for a real treat tonight. But before we get underway, let me mention that tonight after the show, there will be a raffle, so please stick around, and you should have a lot of fun. Otherwise, welcome to the delicious tale of a wonderful adventure in a wonderful land. You can smell it already. Oh, I love that gorgeous smell. Well, you've all heard of Cadbury's, Hershey's, Nestle, Wonka, and well, this story's... What's that? You say, what's Wonka? You mean you don't know what Wonka is? Why, Wonka chocolate, of course. Well, I admit that Willy Wonka's chocolate is fairly new, but it's also the greatest chocolate ever invented. Why, Willy Wonka himself is the most amazing, the most fantastic, the most extraordinary chocolate maker the world has ever seen. Why, he's invented things like, well, say, I'm not going to tell you what he's invented. You can to see for yourself, so I'll do just that. But before I do, I should perhaps fill you in on what's been going on around here lately. You see, because Mr. Willy Wonka makes the best chocolate in the whole wide world, 3 other great chocolate makers known as Mr. Prodnose, Mr. Slugworth, and Mr. Ficklegrubber sent spies to his factory in order to discover all its secrets. Well, they must have been good spies because soon these 3 other chocolate makers began making such delicious Wonka favorites as ice cream that never melts, chewing gum that never loses its flavor, and candy balloons that you can blow up to huge sizes before you pop them with a pin and gobble them up. Mr. Wonka didn't know what to do. He didn't know who these spies were, and if he continued to operate his factory, all his secrets might be stolen. So he did the one thing he could do. He sent all the workers home, and he closed down the factory. Well, you might think that this would be the end of Mr. Wonka, but no siree, not him. After months and months went by, the factory suddenly began operating again. Nobody knew who was running the place. Nobody ever went in, nobody ever came out. The only thing that people could see were shadows dancing in front of the lighted windows. Oh, mighty strange. Well, anyway, to get back to the story, soon there was a big article in the town newspaper saying that Mr. Willy Wonka, in order to sell a lot more candy again, was running a contest.
A contest?
That's right, Mr. Carvalho, a contest. You see, he had secretly wrapped a golden ticket under ordinary wrapping paper in 5 ordinary candy bars. These candy bars were said to be found anywhere, in any shop, in any town, in any country, any part of the world, upon any counter where Wonka's candies are sold. The 5 winners will tour Mr. Wonka's new factory and take home enough chocolate for the rest of their lives. Now that, folks, is where our story begins. 4 of those tickets have already been found. Oh, by the way, would you like to meet the 4 lucky people? No? No? What do you mean, no? Yes? You want to? Okay, we'll do just that. I think they're here somewhere. Well, our first golden ticket was found by a very lucky boy. His name is Augustus Gloop. Augustus, where are you?
Chocolate! I love chocolate! I miss it all the time! This golden ticket is my meal ticket to eat and eat and eat. Chocolate! Chocolate!
Well, isn't he just the cutest little thing you've ever seen? Well, our next golden ticket was found by a very, very lucky person. Her name is Violet Beauregard. Violet, where are you?
I'm a gum chewer normally, but when I heard about these ticket things with Mr. Wonka's, I laid off the gum, and I switched to candy bars in hopes of striking it lucky. Now, of course, I'm right back on the gum. I just adore gum. I munch on it all day long, except for a few minutes at mealtimes where I take it out and stick it behind my ear for safekeeping. To tell you the honest truth, I simply wouldn't feel comfortable if I didn't have that little wedge of gum to chew on every minute of the day. I simply wouldn't. My mother says it's not ladylike, and it looks ugly to see a girl's jaws going up and down all the time like mine do. But I don't agree. And who's she to criticize anyway? If you ask me, her jaws are going up and down just as much as mine are from her yelling at me every minute of the day. Now, it may interest you to know that this piece of gum I'm chewing on right here is one I've been working on for 3 months solid. That's a record, that is. A record that's beaten the one held by my very best friend, Miss Cornelia Prince-Meadow. And boy, was she ever mad. It's my most prized possession now. Nights I just stick it on the end of my bedpost. It's as good as ever in the mornings. A bit hard at first, maybe.
Well, isn't she just the most precious thing? Now, our next lucky winner was a girl named Veruca Salt. Veruca, where are you?
Where's my golden ticket? I want my golden ticket. Oh yes, here it is. As soon as I told my father that I simply had to have one of these golden tickets, he went under the challenge buying up all the Wonka candy bars he could lay his hands on. Thousands of them he must have bought, hundreds of thousands. Then he had to load it onto trucks and send directly to his own factory. He's in the peanut business, you see, and he's got about 100 women working for him over there at his joint, shelling peanuts for roasting and salting. That's what those women do all day long. They just sit there, shelling peanuts. So he says to them, okay, girls, he said, from now on, you can stop shelling peanuts and stop shelling rabbits off these crazy candy bars instead. And they did. He had every work in the place, saving the paper out of those bars of chocolate, full speed ahead from morning till night. But 3 days went by, and we had no luck. It was terrible. I got more and more upset each day, and every day he came home, I would scream and yell at him, where's my golden ticket? I want my golden ticket! I would lie on the floor for hours, kicking and yelling in the most disturbing way. Then, suddenly, on the evening of the 4th day, one of his women workers yells, I've got it, a golden ticket! And my father said, give it to me quick. And she did. And now, he rushed home and gave it to me, and I'm all smiles, and we have a happy home once again.
Well, isn't she just precious? Our last golden ticket was found by a very lucky boy named Mike TV. I wonder if Mike's got his ticket now.
Yellow-bellied narrator? Hey! Of course I got a golden ticket. Why can't everybody leave me alone? I want to watch television. I watch all the shows all day, even the crummy ones when there's no shooting. I like the gangsters the best. They're terrific, those gangsters, especially when they start pumping each other full of lead. They're flashing the old stilettos. They're giving each other the old 1, 2, 3 with their knuckle dusters. What I wouldn't give to be one of those gangsters. It's the life, I tell you. It's terrific.
Well, thank you, Mike. Sorry for bothering you.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Well. Wonderful. Now it's time to take a look at the hero of our story, Charlie Bucket, and his family. Let me introduce them to you. This is the home of Charlie Bucket. 7 people live here. There are only 2 rooms and 1 bed, so as you can see, life is extremely uncomfortable. Over here, these 2 very old people are the father and mother of Mr. Bucket. Their names are Grandma Josephine and Grandpa Joe. And over here, these 2 very old people are the father and mother of Mrs. Bucket. Their names are Grandpa George and Grandma Georgina. The bed was given to the poor old grandparents because they're so old and tired, well, and of course, they're all over 90. Over here, we have Mr. Bucket, and this is Mrs. Bucket. They and little Charlie sleep in a room in the back on a mattress on the floor. Well, as you can see, it gets very cold in the wintertime, but they can't afford a better house. You see, Mr. Bucket was the only one that could work, and, well, he lost his job a few weeks ago. Yes, very sad, but you see, the toothpaste factory had to close down. Without Mr. Willy Wonka's chocolate factory anymore, nobody ever got cavities, and, well, they didn't need toothpaste, and you know how the story goes. Oh, gee, I almost forgot. This is the hero of our story, Charlie Bucket. Charlie's a nice boy, but he's been starving a little lately. In fact, they all have. Why, did you know Charlie walks slowly instead of running like the other kids, just so he can save his energy? Well, I said far too much already. Let's find out what's happening now.
Well, I see that 4 children have won golden tickets. I wonder who the 5th lucky person will be.
Oh, I hope it's no one like our repulsive Blue Boy.
Or as spoiled as that Veruca salt girl.
Or as beastly as a global copy of Violet Boja. Or living such a useless life as a teeny boy.
It makes you wonder if all children are like this nowadays. Like these brats we've been hearing about.
Of course not. Some are, of course. I come to think of it, actually, a lot of them are. But not all.
And now there's only 1 ticket left.
Quite so. And just as sure as I'll be having cabbage soup for supper tomorrow, that ticket goes to some nasty little beast who doesn't even deserve it.
I bet I know somebody like to find that ticket. Right, Charlie. You like chocolate more than anybody I've ever seen.
Well, yes, I sure would, Grandpa Joe. You know, it just about makes me faint when I have to walk past Mr. Wonka's factory every day as I go to school. The smell of that wonderful chocolate makes me so dreamy that I often fall asleep and bump right into Mr. Wonka's fence. But I guess I should realize that dreams don't come true. Just imagine me imagining I could win the 5th golden ticket. Why, it's pure imagination.
Well, my boy, it may be pure imagination, but I foretell that what you dream sometimes comes true.
Gee, you really think so, Grandpa Joe? Gee, I wonder.
It sure would have been nice if Charlie Yes, the money we gave him to buy that one piece of candy he gets every year.
Just think how long it took him to save up all that money.
Yes, now that was really a shame.
But think of how Charlie enjoyed the candy. He just loved Willy Wonka chocolate. He didn't really act that disappointed.
No, he didn't.
Well, that's because he's a fine boy, and you wouldn't want us feeling sorry for him. Sure, anybody would have wanted to find that golden ticket. I wish he had. We'd do anything for that boy.
Mom, Dad, Grandpa Joe, Grand folks, you'll never believe it. You'll never believe what happened.
Good gracious, Charlie, what happened?
Well, I was walking home, and the wind was so cold, and the snow was blowing so hard, and I couldn't see where I was going down. And I was looking down to protect my face, and...
Go on, Charlie, go on.
And there it was, just lying there in the snow, kind of buried. So I picked it up and wiped it off, and I couldn't believe my eyes. No. I found 50 cents. But I thought it wouldn't hurt if I bought a Wonka Local Scrumptious for the delight, since it was my 50 cents, and I was just so hungry for one.
Yes, Charlie?
Well, I took off the wrapper slowly, and... No. I ate the candy. There wasn't any golden ticket. But I thought it wouldn't hurt if I bought another Wonka Local Scrumptious for the delight, since it was my 45 cents.
Oh, Charlie, you're not sick, are you?
Well, no. As a matter of fact, I bought another Wonka Local Scrumptious for delight, and I found the 5th golden ticket.
You what?
I did. I really did. I found the 5th golden ticket. Gee, Grandpa Joe, I sure am glad that Mom and Dad let you take me today.
Well, I guess your parents just know we understand each other.
Plus, you seem to know an awful lot about Mr. Wonka and what's happened to him.
Well, he's been an important man this town for quite some time now. That's the one kind thing to say to him after he closed down the factory, but I always felt he had his reasons. Plus, I think this golden ticket business is a great thing to see what's going on in that factory, see how he's running it after all this time.
Speaking of the golden ticket, Grandpa Joe, could I see it just one more time? I know it sounds silly, but the whole thing seems so magical.
It's right here. See it all you
Let's
want.
see now. It says, "Greetings to you, the lucky finder of this golden ticket, from Mr. Willy Wonka. I shake you warmly by the hand. Tremendous things are in store for you. Many wonderful surprises await you. For now, I do invite you to come to my factory and be my guest for one whole day. You and all others who are lucky enough to find my golden tickets. I, Willy Wonka, will conduct you around the factory myself, showing you everything that there is to see. And afterwards, when it is time to leave, you will be escorted home by a procession of large trucks."
These trucks, I can promise you, will be loaded with enough delicious eatables to last you and your entire household for many years. If at any time thereafter you should run out of supplies, you have only to come back to the factory and show us this golden ticket, and I shall be happy to refill your cupboard with whatever you want. In this way, you will be able to keep yourself supplied with tasty morsels for the rest of your life.
But this is by no means the most exciting thing that will happen to you on the day of your visit. I'm preparing other surprises that are even more marvelous and more fantastic for you and for all my beloved golden ticket holders. Mystic and marvelous surprises that will entrance, delight, intrigue, astonish, and perplex you beyond measure. In your wildest dreams, you could not imagine that such things could happen to you.
Just wait and see. And now, here are your instructions. The day I have chosen for the visit is the first day in the month of February. On this day and on no other, you must come to the factory gate at 10 o'clock sharp in the morning. Don't be late.
And you are allowed to bring with you either one or two members of your own family to look after you until you ensure that you don't get in mischief. One more thing. Be certain to have this ticket with you. Otherwise, you will not be admitted. Signed, Willy Wonka.
And today is the first day of February. Oh, looks like we're arriving here together.
There he is! That's him! That's Willy Wonka!
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Let's see now. I wonder if I can identify you from all your pictures in the paper. You're Augustus Gloop.
Oh, yeah. Hey, this is my mumsy.
How do you do? You're Father Beauregard.
So what if I am? Let's just get out with this whole thing, huh?
And Mrs. Beauregard. How do you do? You're Veruca Salt. And Mr. and Mrs. Wallace.
Don't you shake his hand, Daddy. It's probably all sticky and chocolatey from working that factory. After all, he does only run a silly little factory. He's not important enough for you to shake hands with anyway.
And little Mike TV.
Come on. This is one of my favorite television shows. Pleased to meet you.
Overjoyed, overjoyed. And you're the little boy that found his ticket yesterday. Charlie Bucket, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. This is my Grandpa Joe.
Glad to meet you, sir.
How do you do, Mr. Grandpa Joe? How do you do? Well, now, is that everyone? Well, I suppose it is. Now, if you'll all follow me this way, our tour is about to begin. But don't get lost, dear children. Stay very close. I don't want anyone scampering off this early in the proceedings. Oh, dear me, no. Right through this nice gate here. It's very warm inside. I think you'll find it quite warm because I have to keep it warm for my workers. They'd perish if they go outside right now. They just freeze to death.
But who are these workers?
All in good time, my dear boy. All in good time. Now, is everybody in?
I'm tired. It seems like we've been turning left, turning right, turning left, turning right for the whole hour. When are we going to eat? I'm hungry. I want to eat now. Do you hear me? Now!
Gee, Grandpa Joe, have you noticed we've been going downwards for the longest time?
Yes, Charlie. I believe I heard Mr. Wonka say that most of the rooms are deep below the surface.
I wonder why.
I think I heard him saying there wouldn't be near enough room for them up on top. Some of the rooms we're going to see are enormous. Some are supposed to be larger than football fields.
Here, everybody. This is the chocolate room. This room is the nerve center of my factory. It's the heart of my whole operation.
But I don't see anything about that river down there. Where's the food? I'm hungry.
And just look at those enormous icebergs there. There must be 10 or 11 of them. I wonder what they're for.
Gee, Mr. Wonka, what's wrong with your river? It's all brown and muddy looking.
Nothing wrong with my boy. Nothing at all. It's all chocolate. Every last drip of that river is hot melted chocolate of the finest quality. The very finest quality. Why, there's enough chocolate in there to fill up every bathtub in the whole country. And all the swimming pools as well. Isn't it terrific? And just look at my pipes. They suck up all the chocolate and carry it away to the rest of the factory where it is needed. Thousands of gallons an hour, my dear children. Thousands and thousands of gallons.
Look over there. Why, it's a little person. It's a little woman. Over there by one of the trees.
She's right, Grandpa Joe. It is a little can't be real people.
Nonsense. Of course they're real. They are some of my workers.
It's impossible. There are no people in the world that small.
No people in the world that small? Well, let me tell you something. There were 3,000 of them in my factory. They are Oompa Loompas.
Oompa Loompas? What do you mean?
Imported direct from Loompa Land. You know what a terrible country it is. Nothing but thick, thick jungles infested with the most dangerous beasts in the world. Hornswogglers and snozwangers. Those terrible, wicked Waynedoodles. Waynedoodles? Yes, Waynedoodles, my boy. Why, a Waynedoodle would eat 10 Oompa Loompas erectus. Come galloping back again for a second helping. When I found the Oompa Loompas, they were living in tree houses. They had to live in the tree houses to escape the Waynedoodles and the Hornswogglers and snozwangers. They're also practically starving to death. All they had to eat were red beetles, green caterpillars, eucalyptus leaves, and the bark of the bong bong tree. They loved cocoa beans, but they could only find 1 or 2 a year. They would dream of cocoa beans all night and talk about them all day. The cocoa bean is the main ingredient from which all chocolate is made. I myself use over 1 billion each week in my factory. So, I talked to the leader of the tribe in Oompa Loompish, and I told him that he and his people could have all the cocoa beans they wanted if they would just come and work here and live here permanently. Oh, he was so happy that he just jumped up in the air and threw his bowl of mashed caterpillars right out the window. So here they are. They're wonderful workers. They all speak English now. They love dancing and music. They also love making up songs. I expect to hear quite a few songs before the day is through.
Mommy, Daddy, I want an Oompa Loompa. I want you to get me an Oompa Loompa right away. I want to take one home with me. Go on, Daddy, get me an Oompa Loompa.
Now, my pet, we mustn't interrupt Mr. Wonka.
But I want an Oompa Loompa.
All right, Veruca, all right. But I can't get one for you this second. Please, be patient. I'll see to it that you have one before the day is out.
Augustus, I don't think you better plans.
Oh no, please, Augustus, please! My chocolate must be untouched by human hands!
Augustus, did you hear what that man said? Come away from that fruit at once! This stuff is terrific. The bucket to drink it properly.
Augustus, you must come away. You're dirty my chocolate!
Augustus, you'll be giving that nasty cold of yours to about 1 million people all over the country. But be careful, you're leaning out too far. Don't just stand there, do something!
Look, he's being so close in one of those pipes.
Here he goes.
Okay! What are you doing?
Perfectly fine.
If you turn into marshmallow, I know it.
Impossible!
Why not?
Because that pipe goes nowhere near the marshmallow room. It leads to a room where I make the most delicious kind of strawberry-flavored chocolate-coated fudge.
Oh, my poor Augustus. They'll be sending him by the pound all over the country tomorrow morning. My boy just got off the pipe. Monster, you think this is a joke, do you? You think that sucking my boy into your fudge room is just one great colossal joke?
It'll be perfectly fine.
It'll be chocolate fudge.
Never, I wouldn't allow it.
Why not?
Because that would taste terrible. Just imagine. Augustus-flavored chocolate-coated blue. No one bites.
What do you think about that?
Nor do I. And I do promise you, your darling boy is perfectly safe.
If he's safe, then where is he? Lead me to him this instant.
Go get one of those Oompa Loompas over there to bring you to my fudge room, stick in a pole, twist it around, and he'll come. But don't leave him there too long. There is liable to get poured in the great big fudge bowl in there. And that really would be a tragedy, wouldn't it? My fudge would be quite uneatable.
What did you say? What?
Nothing, I'm joking. Forgive me, Mrs. Club. See you later.
I bet that's the last we've seen of him for a while. Personally, between you and me, I didn't really like the kid. Well, he stole a chocolate bar right in the back of my pants when I was recording. Oh, anyway. Now, you folks are in for a real treat. Did you know Mr. Willy Wonka has his very own yacht? Yes, sir, he does. Boy, is it sharp. It's bright pink, has about 2 Oompa Loompas inside, going all yours. But really, there's no point in me telling you about it, because you should be able to see it coming. Here it comes.
It sure is dark in here. How can these dumb Oompa see where they're going?
Well, there's no knowing where they're going. There's no earthly way of knowing which direction they're going, or which way the river's flowing. Not a speck of light is showing, so the danger, it must be growing, for the rowers keep on rowing, and they're certainly not showing any signs that they are slowing.
He's going off his rocker.
He's crazy.
Balmy.
He's nutty. He's buggy. He's batty. He's dippy.
He's dirty.
He's daffy.
He's goofy. He's screwy. He's wacky.
He's loony.
Oh, no, he's not.
Switch on the lights. Row faster. Faster.
Look, Grandpa Joe, it's a door. Cream room. Dairy cream, coffee cream, vanilla cream, violet cream, and hair cream.
Hair cream? You don't need hair cream.
Row on. There's no time to answer silly questions.
Look, whip room. Whips? What on earth do you use whips for?
For whipping cream, of course. Whipped cream is whipped cream and all, so whip with whipped. Here's the poached egg, and the poached egg unless we're stolen for the woods in the dead night. Row on, please!
Bean room. Cocoa beans, coffee beans, and has-beens.
Has-beens.
You're one yourself. Press on, press on! Stop the boat. We're there.
We're where?
Up there.
What's up there?
You'll see. Teeth to be allowed inside for just 3 minutes. So it's Prod nose and Slugworth and all the other rod chocolate makers. But now, no messing about when you go in. No meddling, no touching, and no tasting. Agreed?
We won't touch a thing.
Very good. Everlasting gobstoppers. They're completely new. I'm inventing them for children who are given very little pocket money. You can take an everlasting gobstopper, you can put it in your mouth, and you can suck it and 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 suck it, and you'll never get any smaller.
It's like gum.
It's not like gum. Gum is for chewing. You can try chewing one of these gobstoppers here, you'd break all your teeth out. But they taste terrific, and they change colors once a week. Now, over here is a machine that's making hair toffee, but I haven't gotten it quite right yet. And when I do, there'll be no more excuse for little boys and girls to go out with bald heads.
Mr. Wonka, little boys and girls never...
Don't argue, my dear child. Please don't argue. Now, if you all follow me this way, I'm going to show you something I'm terrifically proud of. And hold that. Here we go.
That's all?
That's all! Don't you know what it is?
By gum, it's gum. It's a stick of chewing gum.
Right you are. It's a stick of the most amazing, fabulous, and sensational gum in the world. This gum is a fantastic gum, in that it's a chewing gum meal. It's all 3-course dinner all by itself. When I start selling this in stores, it'll change everything. It'll be the end of cooking, marketing, cleaning up forks, plates, and garbage. This particular piece I just made happens to be tomato soup, roast beef, and blueberry pie, but it can be almost anything you want.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, if you started chewing it, you'd actually taste all those things. And it fills you up. It satisfies you. It's terrific.
It's utterly long as it's gum and I can chew it, then that's for me. Come on, Mr. Wonka, hand over this magic gum of yours and we'll see if this thing works.
Now, Violet, let's not do anything silly.
What's so silly? I want the gum.
Actually, I'd rather get it in. You see, there's still one or two things I haven't
Oh,
quite
that,
got.
that.
No, please don't.
Fabulous. It's great.
Oh, you mustn't do it.
Keep chewing, kiddo. Keep right on chewing, baby. This is a great day for the Beauregards. My little girl is going to be the first person in the world to have a chewing gum meal.
You must be daft, girl. I said no.
Good heavens, girl. What's happening to your nose? It's turning blue. Be quiet, Mother, and let me finish. Your cheeks, your chin, your whole face is turning blue. Mercy, save us! This girl's going blue and purple all over. Violet, you're turning violet, Violet. What's happening to you? You're glowing all over. The whole room is glowing.
I told you I hadn't got it quite right yet. It always goes wrong when it comes to dessert. It's the blueberry pie that does it. Don't worry, I'll get it right one day.
Violet, you're swelling up. I feel most peculiar. You're swelling up. You're blowing up like a balloon.
Like a blueberry.
Call a doctor.
Quicker with the pen.
Save her.
It always happens like this. All the impulses that try to turn up as blueberries. It's most annoying, I just can't understand.
But I don't want a blueberry for a daughter. Put her back this instant.
Well, go have the impulses roll Miss Beauregard into the dejuicing machine at once.
The juicing room? What for?
To squeeze her! You're gonna squeeze the juice out of her immediately. After that, let's have to see how she turns out. But I promise, I will get her repaired. It's the last thing I do. I'm sorry about it all. I really am.
But, Mr. Wonka, will Violet ever be all right again?
Well, she'll come out of the juicing machine just as thin as a whistle. And she'll be purple from head to toe. That's what you get from chewing disgusting gum all day.
If it's so disgusting, why do you make it in your factory?
Sorry, little boy, but I don't believe I can hear a word you're saying. Come on, off we go.
Chewing
take a break, rest our legs, and look through that glass panel there. Look! But don't go into the nut room. If you go in, you'll disturb the miniature squirrels.
Oh, look, Grandpa Joe. Look. Miniature squirrels.
Jeepers. There must be 100 of them around that big pile of walnuts over there.
Each squirrel is specially trained for getting the nuts out of walnuts.
Why use squirrels? Why not use Oompa Loompas?
No one can get the walnuts out of walnut shells in one piece except squirrels. And I insist on only using whole walnuts in my factory, so I employ squirrels. See how they peck each nut with their knuckles before opening it? That's to see if it's a bad one. If it's bad, they just throw it down the garbage chute instead of opening it.
Daddy, I've decided I want a squirrel. Get me one of those squirrels.
Now, don't be silly, sweetheart. These all belong to Mr. Wonka.
I don't care about that. I want one. All I've got to have is 2 dogs, and 4 cats, and 6 bunny rabbits, and 2 parakeets, 3 canaries, a green parrot, a turtle, a barn goat, a Cajun front mice, and a silly old hamster. I want a squirrel.
All right, my pet. Daddy will get you a squirrel just as soon as he possibly can.
But I don't want any old squirrel. I want the trained squirrel.
All right. Wonka, how much do you want for one of these crazy squirrels? Name your price.
They're not for sale. She can't have one.
Who says I can't? I'm gonna grab me one of those squirrels in 30 minutes.
You little front.
All right, I'll have you.
Ooh, they've jumped all over her. They've got her arms pinned down, her legs pinned down. Tapping on her head.
Save her, Veruca, come back.
They're testing her to see if she's a bad nut, no doubt. She's gone down the chute!
But
She's gone to.
Well, that particular chute leads into the great main rubbish pipe, which carries away all the other garbage from the rest of the factory. All the floor sweepings and potato peelings and cabbages and rotten fish heads and stuff like that.
Who eats potatoes and cabbage in this factory?
I do, of course. You don't think I live with cocoa beans, do you?
Yeah.
Anyway, then at the bottom goes into the great fiery incinerator.
now see here, Wonka, I think you've gone just a shade too far this time, I do indeed. My daughter may be a bit of a frump, I'll be the first to admit it. But that doesn't mean you can roast her to a crisp. I'll have you know I'm very cross about this. I am indeed.
Oh, don't be cross, my good sir. I expect she'll turn up again sooner or later. You never know. She might not have gone down the chute at all. She may be just stuck above the entrance hole. And if that's the case, all I have to do is pull her back up again.
Veruca, are you going back?
Oh, this girl's pushed her as well.
My gosh, what a load of rubbish this is going to be today. What's it like down there, M. Joyner? Help!
But, Mr. Wonka, what on earth's going to happen to them now?
Well, I expect someone will catch them before they get to the bottom.
But what about the Great Fire Incinerator?
Oh, that. Well, they only turn that on every other day. Perhaps this is one of the days when they let go up. You never know. They could be lucky. Ever seen anything like it? The children are disappearing like rabbits. Well, shall we move on?
I'm tired. I want to watch television.
Well, if you want to watch television, then you better go home and watch it. But if you want to stop watching, you better take the elevator right this way.
It's a great glass elevator. Look at the buttons all over.
This elevator isn't just an ordinary up and down elevator. This elevator can go sideways, and long ways, and slant ways, and any other way you can think of. Leads to any single room in the whole factory. Just press a button and zing, you're off. Fantastic.
Look, each button has a label.
Each button stands for a room.
Yeah, let's see. There's strawberry juice water pistols, exploding candies for your enemies, invisible chocolate bars for eating in class, stick jaw for talking to parents, little boy's laboratory, captain's quarters, rainbow drops, suck on me, you can spit in 60.
Come on. Can't wait here all day, can we? Everybody in.
Isn't there a television room in all this lot?
Certainly, right here.
That's for me.
Hang on, everybody.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
Oh, don't be sick.
Oh, try and stop me.
You better take this.
Make this awful thing stop.
Can't do it. Won't stop till we get there. No one else is using the other elevator right now.
What other elevator?
I'm gonna go the opposite way on the same track as this one.
Holy mackerel, you mean we might have a collision?
I've always been lucky so far.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be sick.
No, don't be sick. We're nearly there. That's a fedora, for God's sakes.
Really, some ride.
Never again.
Okay, now, I want to warn you. Before we go out there, there's some very dangerous stuff in this television chocolate. So be careful. Okay, everybody out. My latest and greatest invention. Television chocolate.
What is television chocolate?
Good heavens, child, stop interrupting me. It works by television. I myself don't like television, of course. I suppose it's all right in small doses. But children never seem to be able to take in small doses, do they? So when they sit there, they are staring at the screen.
That's me.
Shut up.
Thank you. Now then, when I saw ordinary television working for the first time, I was struck by a tremendous idea. If a photograph could be broken up into millions of little pieces, the millions of little pieces that whizzing through the air until they had an antenna, and put back together again on the other side, why couldn't I take a real bar of chocolate and send it whizzing through the air in millions of little pieces, all ready to be eaten on the other side?
Crazy. That's impossible.
Am I?
Yeah.
What? Well, watch as I send a real bar of chocolate from one side of the room to the other. Fetch the bar, please. It has to be big, because whenever you send something through television, it always comes out much smaller than it was when it went in. Now then, is everybody ready? Switch. Hey, what did you do there? My TV. Stand back. There are dangerous rays coming out of that thing. It can zap you into a million pieces in 1 second. Okay, now then. Switch on.
Wow, God, jeez.
It's now whizzing through the air above our heads in a million tiny pieces. Quick, come over here. Watch the screen. Come through any moment now. Woohoo! Take it!
Can you take it? It's just a picture on a television screen.
Just imagine. When I start using this across the country, a commercial will flash on the screen, and a voice will say, "Eat Wonka's chocolates. They're the best in the world. If you don't believe us, try one. Now."
Mr. Wonka, could you send other things in the air the same way? Like a person? Could you send a real-life person from one place to the other?
A person? Are you after a rocker?
But could it be done?
Good heavens, child, I don't know. I mean, I suppose it could. Well, I'm pretty sure it could. Oh, of course it could.
me, I'm gonna be the first person in the world to be sent by television.
Oh, no.
Mike, stop. Come back. You'll be turned into a million tiny pieces.
See you later, alligator.
What was that?
They're waiting to meet us.
He's gone.
We shall have to hope for the best. We must pray that your little boy comes out unharmed at the other end. Oh, watch the screen. Make him through any moment now.
He's taking a heck of a long time to come across.
Hold everything. Watch. Something's happening.
Yes, that's him, all right. But isn't he going to get any bigger?
Grab him, quick. He's completely okay.
You call this okay? He shrunk.
Well, of course he's shrunk. What'd you expect?
This is terrible. I won't be able to send him back to school like this. He won't be able to do anything. He'll get squished. What's that like? No, you'll not be able to watch television when we get home. Television's horrible now. I'm so tired of television. I'm throwing a blast of television out the second we get home. What's that? No, I don't care what you want or how much you want to jump and scream. There.
But, Mr. Wonka, how will Mike ever grow again?
Well, as I'm sure you know, little boys are extremely springy and elastic. So, I imagine I can put him on a machine I have for testing the tough stretchiness of chewing gum.
Wonka, how far do you think he'll stretch?
Maybe miles. Anyway, he'll be awfully thin. But I can fan him up again with some of my super vitamin candy. Here, take these orders to the Oompa Loompas over there. And don't look so worried. They always come out in the wash, you know? Every last one of them.
Important thing we've learned so far as children are concerned is never, never, never let them near your television set. They lounge and flop and lounge about and stare until their eyes pop out. Oh yes, we know it keeps them still. They don't climb out the windowsill. For fight or kick or punch, they leave you free to make the lunch and wash the dishes in the sink. But if you ever stop and think, you wonder just exactly what this does to your beloved topic. Wrecks the senses in the head, it kills imagination dead. My TV, my TV, my TV, his name is MTV. My TV, my TV, my TV, his name is my TV. Alright, you'll cry, alright, you'll say, but if we take the sack away, what shall we do to entertain our darling children? Please explain. What answers this by asking you what you so little want to do? They used to read. Oh, books they used to know. The children living long ago. TV only 3 days. Well, throw your TV set away. In about a week or two of having nothing else to do. Never did you feel the need of having something good to read. My TV, my TV, my TV, his name is my TV. My TV, my TV, my TV, his name is my TV. Yes, regarding my TV, we'll simply have to wait and see if we can get past it right. But if we can't, it serves him right. My TV, my TV, my TV, his name is my TV. My TV, my TV, my TV, his name is my TV.
Okay, kiddies. Which room shall be next? Rick, no? How many are there? Oh.
I'll go for now, Mr. Wonka.
You mean you're the only one left?
Why, yes.
Oh, my dear boy, that means you won! Oh, I do congratulate you. I really do. Oh, I'm absolutely delighted. It couldn't be any better. How wonderful this is. I had a hunch, you know, from the very beginning that it was going to be you. Well done, Charlie. Well done. We mustn't dilly. We mustn't dally. We have an enormous amount of things to do before the day's through. Just think of the arrangements that's going to be.
But, Mr. Wonka, I'm afraid I don't understand. What are you talking about?
Oh, do forgive me, child. Do forgive me. I get carried away sometimes. I forgot you didn't know.
Know what?
Well, I love my chocolate factory, Charlie. Tell me, do you love my chocolate factory? Think carefully now, because your answer is very important.
To tell you the truth, Mr. Wonka, I've never spent a more fantastic day anywhere in my whole life. Do I love this chocolate factory? Yes, I think I do. It means a great deal to me.
Why do you ask, Mr. Wonka?
Well, of course, Charlie and all the other children will receive all of the candy I promised. But I want Charlie to receive much, much more. You see, this whole day's been a contest, really. Yes, a contest to see who would be the best person for the job.
What job?
Well, you see, I'm getting old, Charlie. Not quite as easy to curb my ideas as it once was. I need some help. That means you.
Me?
Yes. I want you and Grandpa Joe, and of course all the rest of your family, to come here and move here, live here permanently. I have no one to take care of this place after I'm gone, and I have no family. And I can think of no one else better than you. So, what's your answer, Charlie? If it's yes, everything I have is yours.
Will I? Wow. This is more than I could have ever imagined. Of course I will, Mr. Wonka. Of course. Thank you. Thank you. Just think of it, Grandpa Joe. Wait until we tell Mom and Dad and the other grandfolks. It's going to be our chocolate factory, and we're never going to starve again. Oh, just think of all that wonderful chocolate. Oh, just you wait and see.
Well, folks, that brings us to the end of our tale. Now, of course, Charlie moved in, and he became the new Willy Wonka. His family moved in, didn't have to worry about anything. They never starved again. They ate every night. Willy Wonka made Charlie's dream come true. Of course. And by now, you're probably wondering how I know all this. Well, I think you can figure it out for yourselves. stage and receive your prize. Stand there, our very own Willy Wonka, will pick the numbers.
I shall pull it out of my massive intellect. Okay. 7. 53. And 200. Get 200, right? 200. Okay then, forget that. 500. What? Oh, yes. Okay then. 257. 300. What are you doing to me? Okay, my massive intellect isn't quite as massive as you believe. Okay. Kevin will now pick the numbers. And our own Mike TV. You know what? I think the best course of action would be Miss Carvalho to pick the numbers. Miss Carvalho. Oh, there she is. Okay. I beat.
295. Around that.
1 Okay, we also have a lot of people that helped out backstage on set, and we'd like to thank them also. And I'll read them off. I don't know if everyone is here, but if you are, please come get your pictures. Mrs. O'Brien, she helped tremendously with the stage and the set. Is she here? Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Bob, who also helped with the set and the costumes. So everyone you see here. Mr. Marino, who also helped with the set. Not your other, okay. Mr. Johnson, who also helped with the set and our custodial staff. Mr. Johnson, are you here? I'll wait. Mrs. Teague, who is our only teacher Oompa we had. Who said that they'd be interested in being Oompa Loompas and helping out, but Mrs. T was the only one who stuck with her commitment. Mrs. Real, she helped out so much in buying like the accessories and food and candy that we made all these wonderful baskets with. She ran to the store and helped us out. What up, all grades sometimes. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Gorky, who... He put together he choreographed the dances, he put together all the music, and he worked with them for countless hours after school with the, singing, dancing. It was great. And you saw how wonderful they were, so obviously you did a wonderful job. Mrs. Hanbrook, I know you're here. Mrs. Hanbrook also helped out tremendously with the costumes. Mr. Henderson, I saw you here earlier today. By the door. I don't even know how many hours, and it was so much help. Thank you, Mr. Henderson. Last but certainly not least, Mrs. Goldsnyder, and Mrs. Mazina, who both, they turned the library. Mrs. Mazina turned the library into a candy shop. They turned it into a paint set where we worked on the set, we were painting, selling candy, and they were always there helping us out and making the set and doing everything that we needed. Okay, and lastly, where'd she go? Miss Carvalho. She took on this great challenge of, this is probably our largest drama cast ever, and this complicated play with so many sets and props that we needed, and she took it on, and she did wonderfully, and as you guys all saw today, and we love her.